and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 154, Cannonball. In this week's episode, keyboard and mouse on a PS4. JfG Ash has a house for sale.
Buy his house.
JfG Alex flies a microlight.
Yeah, do.
There's talk of games as a service. And finally, there's a big black dick.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 154. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how are you this week? How are you doing? And so on and so forth. And just the way you're feeling, buddy.
As always, I'm feeling good on a Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sparkling thoughts. They give me the hope to go on, buddy. Yes. Oh, yeah. What a busy week. Or not really that busy. I had quite the lazy weekend, which was lovely. Had a nice...
Tell me all about it.
I will. Sure. I was in my casual clothes for quite a while. That was enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoyed that. Quite a heavy one on game night. Had a cracking game night, obviously without you. Really enjoyed it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll come back around.
I think so. No, yeah, I had a really good time. I'm trying to remember what we played, but we attempted to play that Bomberman game.
Yeah, I played that offline. I take it the online.
That's a good idea. Online doesn't work.
Right.
You can put IP addresses in and stuff like that. You know, things that I haven't done for at least 15 years. And let alone ever done on a console, I think.
Well, it's not like a service that has over 40 million registered subscribers are all going to download and try that out. So it wouldn't be embarrassing if that didn't work.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah.
And I've got all the ports forwarded. So, I mean...
You're just open. You're like a fucking cheap whore, buddy.
Have a go. Any hole.
Yeah. Get stuck in.
Any port in a storm.
At this point, you'll barely even notice.
That's the saying, innit? Yeah. Ports.
You might not even wake up. Just have a go.
Maybe, yeah.
I saw a weird picture of just like a blue screen with like bubbles on it. Was that during the attempted loading process?
I think that was the loading screen, yeah.
Right.
Not a lot happened. It was, I don't know, it's just baffling at that game. I'm sure you'll tell us about the single player mode later, which I can't
briefly.
Wait. Cool. Can't wait.
I'll probably talk about it for as long as this sentence that I'm saying right now.
Right, meow. Oh, that's a long one.
There you go.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, enjoyed Sunday. Was it Sunday or... I think, no, Saturday. Was Saturday, March the 10th? Good old Mario Day. Loved it.
Oh, yeah, the Mario thing.
Yeah, March 10th, whenever that was. I think it was Saturday.
Get it?
Fucking played loads of Mario. Played the... like you do.
You celebrated the great man.
I did. Yeah, it was fun. So, yeah. Obviously played some Mario Odyssey. Got my son's at the final stage now. Nearly completed it, which is good. And played some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. What a game, mate. Seriously. Fucking. But that thing does not like more than 2 players. It really chugs. It's...
Oh, really?
It's playable. It is easily playable, but, you know, it's that whole thing. You play a game at 60 and then you go to a game that's 30 and you're like, oh my god, this looks horrible.
Yeah, it's not the best, is it, really?
Not,
that's always, that's quite sort of...
limitations.
Yeah, sort of pushing the senses a bit there.
Yeah, but yeah, Mario Day, that was fun. Enjoyed that at the weekend as well. The house is up for sale. Buy my house.
I saw the listing.
Yeah, I put the list in there. We'll put it in the podcast description this week, mate.
buy Ash's house.
Buy my house.
The weirdest way to ever sell a house via podcast.
Sponsored this week by my house.
Yeah,
buy it.
Go.
It's buy it. Just buy it. It's like I'm ripping off the Nike slogan. Instead of just do it, just buy it. You know,
just buy it.
Just buy it. Swoosh.
Yeah.
Swoosh. Yeah.
Swoosh.
Yeah. Fucking people coming round and looking at my house though. That's not fun. That's a massive ball ache. Got to keep it super clean and tidy. Like, I'm not enjoying this. And they're all coming round in an evening, like 5:30, 6ish. Like, as soon as I get in from work, and I'm like, I got to sort these kids out. I got to get them ready for bed. And they're like, can I see your house? I'm like, sure. I mean, what's the point of having an estate agent, yeah? Who is meant to show people round your house for you. You pay them for this service. But everyone always wants to come after 5 when the estate agent closes.
Well, the question really is why aren't estate agents by their very nature working after 5? Because that's when people want to view houses. That's probably that's the question.
It
really
is mind-boggling. It's just It annoys the hell out of me, and I'm like, yes, welcome to my house. Let me show you around. This is my living room. This is my toilet. This is where I go for a poo.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, they could probably get it on their own, but you've got to kind of point these things out to them.
Obviously, you know.
Are you going to miss your house, buddy?
When I leave it, yeah, maybe. I don't see why not.
You're going to be like, because you've got like so many memories there, and you've got your little cupboard under the stairs. You might even feel like yesterday went too soon, buddy.
Probably. That's life, though, buddy.
I suppose it is.
I was going to say something, you know, philosophical there, but nothing came to mind.
Well, fuck it off then, mate. We'll move on.
Indeed, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just pissed off because people keep wanting to look around my house. I had like 2 on Saturday. I've had 1 every day this week. I've got another 1 tomorrow. I've got another 2 on Saturday. I'm like, fuck off. I don't even want to sell the house right now. I was just told, you need to put it on the market for at least 3 months. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll better do that. So I did it, and now people are like sniffing around it and shit, thinking they're going to buy it. I'm like, I'm not ready. I haven't got a house to move into. I
mean, you've timed it poorly, because if it was still the winter, buddy, then you could have just made an igloo, and you could have been like a little Eskimo.
That's
I think it's Inuit now, isn't it? Sorry, my bad.
I'm into it. Are you?
There you go.
But yeah, that's my week, buddy. Super exciting. Full of beer drinking, as always, as well. And that reminds me, what are you drinking this evening, mate?
I'm on the Coors tonight, buddy. The Coors Light, and the mountain is blue.
Mountain is blue.
How about yourself? What are you drinking?
This evening, I'm on the Black Sheep Ale. Haven't been there for a while, but I was in Aldi the other day. I was like, hello. Haven't had you for a while. Picked it up. Job's a good one.
Couple of biatches, why not, really?
Yeah. So, yeah. What you been doing, mate? Anything exciting? Maybe you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you know, life continues and all that. What have I been doing? I went to Southampton on Friday rather than game night.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been there. It's something of a concrete jungle, I find, Southampton. Not the most attractive place on earth, but decent amenities. So there's something. Went to a party, so that was good. Got quite pissed up and spoke to a load of people I didn't know.
Always
with
fun.
The benefit of knowing that I probably wouldn't see them again, so it didn't really matter. So that's nice. Enjoyed that. Just like knocking back red wines in their kitchen, just being like, "Yeah, what do you do? I don't care. Whatever." you know, parties.
Yeah.
So
general
that was fine.
Yeah,
had some grub. Had lunch in town the next day, and had a little wander about. Yeah, went into HMV. They had their closing down sale, but they had
HMV. They still exist.
Yeah, the one in Southampton is closing though, so there you go. Went into Maplin. I don't know, you've probably heard the news worldwide that Toys R Us and Maplin, which is owned by the same company, are closing. I thought, fucking Maplin, I'll be able to find something in there, buddy. You can always find cables and shit
in there, easy, no problem.
Yeah, but what I kind of realised and what I should have known before I set foot in the door was a closing down sale at Maplin. All that serves to do, buddy, is make everything the price it should have been in the fucking first place had it been anywhere other than Maplin.
That's true.
So,
yeah, good point.
Yeah. So they had like 50% off, and I was like, oh yeah, HDMI cable, £10.
My main memory of Maplin's is just seeing loads of disco lights for sale. Like
they do that, yeah.
And that was about it. Maybe like
the one in my town, they have
car.
disco lights, and they also pump out really shit house music all the time they're open to the pavement, like for no reason. It's bizarre, but there we go.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Southampton. Mediocre, I'd describe it as. There you go.
Spot on. Liked it.
Went to some good gigs there. Like it was one of the first places I ever went where they had Red Bull on tap, buddy. So fucking, you got to give credit where it's due, but at the same time,
one of my friends got in a fight with Bowling for Soup in Southampton.
I have heard that
You've
story.
heard this before. Yeah. Didn't the fat guy sit on him in the end or something? I think.
Well, that sounds like. I mean, in my head, before I was even told what happened, that was what I was imagining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not a sentence that many people can say.
Well, there you go.
My friend got in a fight with Bowling for Soup in Southampton. So you start. A conversation. So yeah,
that can be one of the
Shithole.
things you could bring up at your next soiree when you're in a place that you don't really want to be. Be like, hey,
I'll definitely be invited back.
Obviously,
So
I mean,
I'll tell it there.
Oh,
I'll become
okay.
known for being the guy who said I have a friend who had a friend who got in a fight with Bowling for Soup in Southampton, and I don't know the details.
No.
Yeah.
Well.
So yeah, that's Southampton, buddy. Also finished binge watching the whole of Star Trek: The Next Generation this week.
Nice.
Yeah, onto the movies now. So not as good.
Were there many?
Next gen movies, if you include Generations, which I would, buddy.
Oh, you're one of them, are you?
I suppose there's
I don't know what that
4?
means by saying that. Okay. Yeah, 4.
I think there's 4. There's Generations.
Oh, you can knock that out in like an afternoon. You're fine.
First Contact, Insurrection, and the one with Tom Hardy in it as a little Picard, which most people have forgotten that was Tom Hardy.
Brilliant.
I can't remember what that one was called. Nemesis. There you go.
Nice.
That was Tom Hardy, buddies. Go back and watch that film. It's really funny as Tom Hardy, literally Tom Hardy, tries to do like a young Picard. It's worth it. It's worth it for the comedy. So there you go. So yeah, that's something I've been doing, buddy. Cooked a big roast back in the Med for Mother's Day. Went back and cooked a lovely big gammon joint and pigs in blankets and all sorts. I'm getting pretty good at the roast now, I have to say. I have to say that. I do.
Yes, to say it.
Finally, something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to see Feeder on Saturday night. And that's quite weird because, you know, they're well old. They're well old. Somehow they've sold out Brixton Academy.
Of course they have. You know, Feeder.
Feeder.
Famous band from early 2000s?
Yeah, and so yeah, fans of Feeder may have noticed that I snuck in at least 6 song titles during your discussion about what you've been doing this week. So
sneaky.
look out for that one, buddies.
Well, baffled me. Unfortunately, I can't think of any Feeder songs apart from the one with that elephant in it. Was it an elephant?
Yeah.
There you go. Had an elephant in it. I don't know the song, but it did.
I think it was Buck Rogers had the...
Yeah, there you go. Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
With the spaceship and the elephant in it.
Yeah, it's got a CD player, the elephant.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Player. I remember that song now.
There you go. That'll do us. Let's move on. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing, buddy, shall we?
Gibbons.
So would you like to kick things off, B? What have you been up to this week?
Firstly, I need to say a big thanks to friend of the podcast and competition winner Dan this week for saying he played Knack with his kid. I've done the same now. It's been enjoyable. It is the perfect kid co-op game because player 2 doesn't matter if they're there or not, mate. Really doesn't matter. And it doesn't.
So what you're saying is this is a good game if you're a child because children are stupid.
Indeed. And adults know how to play video games. Or we do anyway, at least, because we do it a lot. So yeah, like, it just, like, the camera just follows the main character. And then, like, if the secondary character fucks off the screen for too long, just disappears, they press a button, bosh, they're back in. Good times.
That is perfect. Yeah.
Not like stupid better than that, Skylanders and shit.
I was going to say, that bullshit.
Where it would pull you off, not in a fun way, you know. Pull you off like different platforms and stuff. It was just shite, really.
Yeah, literally dragged you along with the edge of the camera.
It's not what you want.
No.
So yeah, Knack, I've played about an hour or so, enjoying it. It seems decent enough. So maybe if I finish that game, I'll talk about it. But for now, I just wanted to say a big thanks to Dan, because it is a perfect co-op game for the old son and me to play. But even like my 4-year-old daughter's really enjoying it as well, actually, which is kind of cool. They've been playing it together as well without me. Fuckers.
Sweet. Well, I mean, if you're a fan of friend of the podcast and competition winner Dan, then he will feature prominently later on in the show, buddy. So stick around.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've been playing that game that's apparently massive at the moment. I just don't get it. Fortnite, mate. I
saw this. What the Battle Royale, I take it you haven't bought the game and are playing.
No, don't be an idiot.
No one's done that.
Fucking hell. Buy the game that, you know, even the developers pretty much kind of forgotten about, you know. But yeah, I've chucked a couple of hours into Fortnite single player 1 versus 100 mode. Battle Royale, whatever it's called. And, yeah, I don't know. Whilst playing it, I was feeling the rush. It was nice. I was like, just on my own, on my Todd, there's 100 other people, whatever. Or like, when you finally get in there, there's about 94, because 6 people just fuck off immediately for some unknown reason. Probably network issues, I'm going to say. And then, yeah, it's a case of just getting in there, and sometimes I'd like jump out the bus and see a load of people next to me and be like, well, I'm probably going to die here. And I did. And then, but the fact that you can get straight back in the game within like a minute is kind of cool. I like that. But the gun play on that game is pretty poor, I would say.
And that's the thing that most PUBG players have been complaining about the most, is that it's just not really there. From a shooty perspective.
No.
So you found that as well, have you?
Funk would be a fan of this game because it's got a lot of jumpy, shooty cunts. Like literally,
down, left, right.
Yeah, everyone that I came across, if I wasn't like shooting them from a bush, which is the main way that I killed people, like if I was in like a shotgun battle with someone, it would be like jumping up and down and shooting. I'm like, this is dumb. This is really dumb. But
it's very arcadey, isn't it? Especially
it definitely
considering the style of the game. Like, I feel like PUBG, it kind of makes sense that it would be, you know, going for a simulation type thing, and you know, health is precious and shots will kill you. So it just kind of feels like Fortnite, there's kind of at odds with the idea of this survival game for you to be playing it like fucking Unreal Tournament when every time you get into a battle.
Yeah, because like the player movement isn't that fast, you know, like you say, like your arcadey jumpy shooters kind of thing. So it doesn't really feel right to be doing that. Like obviously every time that I'm playing this, I'm playing it just like a stealth bastard, you know. I'm scouting around, I'm going into cover, I'm getting in all the bushes, hiding under trees. I had a great time. Killed like 3 people whilst like just hiding under a tree. They just ran past. I shot a dude, loads of stuff fell out of him. I was just like, I'll just wait for someone to go and pick it up. Someone tried to pick up, shot that guy. Then another one came round. I was like, oh, this is kind of alright. But also, I'm just fucking sitting under a tree shooting people. Is that really fun?
No.
Questioning, you know.
Yeah.
But one thing, I think it was mentioned on the Giant Bombcast like today or yesterday whenever it was recorded, you can use mouse and keyboard on a PS4 natively on that game.
Really?
Yeah, you just plug it in and it's like, cool, keyboard and mouse, thanks, off you go.
Doesn't that fuck over everyone with a controller?
Probably, buddy. That's it. So first thing I'm thinking, I gotta try this. So I haven't done it yet, but I will be trying the keyboard and mouse. Just plug it in your PS4 and off you go. And I'm like, why don't other games do that? That's
because it breaks everything.
It does. Obviously, like, you would think there'd be a way to find people that are using, like, because it like literally binds all the controls to like ASWD and all of that shit. So the game must know this guy's using a keyboard, and hopefully it would put you in lobbies with other people that use keyboards. But
how many people are there who would... I suppose there's probably loads,
there's
actually.
Loads. You know there's going to be loads, because people are like, this is the cunt way to do it. I'm going to do that.
I will never play that game again now I know that. I won't give it any sort of chance now.
Nah, fair dues, buddy.
That's
I don't blame you. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, I don't know. Because obviously... from what I've always known, if you want to use a keyboard and mouse on a console, you have to buy a fairly expensive converter. But apparently not. Apparently you can just fucking plug it in and games will be like, yeah, that's cool, buddy. No danger. No worries.
Don't know what to say.
I know.
All I know is shooting with a mouse is a piece of fucking piss compared to an analog stick.
I know.
So if loads of people are doing that and you don't know that they're doing it, then fuck that game. Fuck that
seriously.
game in the ear.
It's mental. These people are just crazy because, you know, they've had the whole cross-play platforming thing happen before where they put PlayStation and Xbox players together, but it was an accident and things. Whereas now they're petitioning again to push that forward and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. These guys are crazy. They're absolutely mental. They obviously don't have any rules there, and they do what they want.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'm going to investigate into the whole keyboard and mouse on the PS4 and see what happens with that game. It's going to be weird though.
Yeah, report back, buddy. Let us know how you get on if you start murdering everyone instantly.
Well, maybe. I mean, the whole thing about having a keyboard and mouse is then I'll be able to shoot, jump, and aim at the same time because, you know, 2 hands. One on the, you know, having your thumb on the space bar for jump, moving around with your mouse. You know how mouse and keyboard works with shooters? I can totally fuck up the other jumpy shooty cunts because I'll be like, well, I'll be able to jump and aim and shoot better than you.
That explains a lot, you know.
It really does. I'm thinking that way.
The experience that I had with that thing, I played it for a couple of hours and... Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Bringing news and stuff to you. The JfG Podcast, it's what we do.
There you go. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Finally, buddy, obviously plowing more and more hours into Monster Hunting World. Probably 50-odd hours now, I'd say. It's going good. I've hit level, whatever it is, 11, so I'm on high rank missions I can do. Fucking unlocked all kinds of new gear to fucking get, and this game just keeps going. I'm like, fuck me. This is intense, but I'm also really enjoying it because now I've got to the stage where I realised that I missed out a massive chunk of the game.
Oh, really?
Well, not really, not like story missions or anything, but there's these things called, I think it's like events this time. I think I've spoken about the investigations that you can do, but there's things called events where you talk to people and they'll give you an event. And then it goes in your events menu, and when you complete said event, you get something new. So, for instance, there's a botanical area in the main hub where you can cultivate your own, shit, herbs or bugs or stuff like that. So, instead of going around picking them all up from the wild, you can cultivate them there. And I was looking at it going fucking, right, I've only got one tier. I've got like 6 things I can put in this. I've been playing this game for fucking ages. Why isn't this working? Quick little Google later. Yeah, you need to do some of these events. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Right, and then in the events, it tells you like who set you the event. So it's like, okay, I'm looking for like the botanist or whatever. And I just did like 3 missions of this guy. And fuck me, I've got so much shit I can make. I can earn loads of money through this, or I can make loads of other stuff that I could have used earlier in the game. And I'm like, okay, so like it's just opened up another world of stuff to do. And luckily, all these missions are like low rank, like level 1 to 6.
Yeah, so you're like a god, like
I'm going in there and we are just absolutely smashing it. And like all these monsters that fucking at the time when going through the game, they were like a massive ball, like, you know, taking like half an hour to take down. And now it's like, 4 minutes, boom, you're dead, son. It's very satisfying. So like this past week of Monster Hunter has been a hell of a lot of fun because it's just been smashing loads of fucking monsters all over the place. It's been really, really good, actually. So yeah,
nice, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's kind of cool, like finding something that I didn't know was there, and yeah, there's still loads more to do in this game. So unfortunately, I'm still playing it for you guys. So if there's anything new, obviously that pops up, I'll bring it up. But yeah, it's a good game if you like a big old RPG. This is quite easily you could play the single player as well. I don't see why. Why not? Because your little cat Palico friend is always there to give you a handout. And another thing is like after you've been online a couple of times, when you're roaming around like in the free world, if it's during a mission or whatever, you can actually find like other people's Palicos, and they can team up with you as well. So you can have up to like 2 or 3 other cats with you.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. In this game, there's some really, really good features, but there's still quite a lot because obviously the whole Japanesey side of it, it's not as I'm not as accustomed,
not used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like you know, RPGs from like the West or whatever, you know, like I'm certain I'm used to them doing things a certain way, and yeah, it just does it a different way. But like I've said over the past few weeks, if you can get over that, then yeah, you're fucking gravy with this game, mate. It's well good.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit, isn't it? Just getting over that.
Yeah, that initial like, what is this? Like the initial like kind of jankiness of it and things. Yeah, but
Gibbons.
Hey ho, that's Monster Hunter World, buddy. And then there's some like DLC as well. Free DLC dropping this end of this month, I think, as well. Bringing in some new monsters and shit in there as well, which is kind of cool. Free stuff, mate. Love it.
I reckon if I hadn't picked up the headset when I did, then I would have been playing this thing.
Yeah, man. It's a bit of a shame, but I mean, I feel like you've done okay by not playing this game and using your VR headset. I feel...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gibbons.
But yeah, mate, that's pretty much me done, apart from obviously whatever we played on game night, like Ghost World and Pez and stuff. So, what you been playing, mate? What you been up to again? What you been doing?
Again? I guess... What should I start with?
That one.
Okay. I have been playing some VR.
Oh, shit, son.
This week, I've mostly been playing Ultra Wings, buddy.
Are you being like the what's his name?
This week, I have been mostly eating acorns.
Acorns. Yep, nice. I like it.
I've been playing a game called Ultra Wings.
Ultra Wings.
Is
Ultra Wings VR. Okay.
It's a cartoony VR flight simulator game.
Right.
But it's... The cartooniness is quite deceptive because the mechanics... Like, this thing is hiding really, really good simulation mechanics. And the cartooniness of it, like, it's pretty sort of low... It doesn't look bad, but it's really sort of Duplo-esque, sort of cartoony, apart from the skybox, which for some reason is really high res.
Yeah.
But the physics engine and the way that everything behaves is just feels perfect, like absolutely spot on. And so the fact that it's cartoony, after a little while, you don't even really like it doesn't register that this world doesn't look real, because it's just behaving exactly the way that you would expect it to. So I think flight sims are a perfect example of a genre that is bang on for VR, as are like space combat sims and that sort of thing. This thing's so much fun. Like the tutorial missions, you do it all in like a microlight. Yeah. And it's just like this selection of islands. So you do your sort of tutorial, and each of the missions that you do, it might be like fly through these rings in 90 seconds, or take off here and land in this tricky spot. It's all like pretty sort of menial stuff, but the control system makes it very fun, and you get sort of cash money for completing the missions, which you can then use to buy not just other aeroplanes and stuff, but also other airstrips on other islands, and then you can kind of fly between them. It's this whole little sort of world. It's very, very cool. Like, you've got a little computer, and you like log in, and then when you're ready to go on your mission, you got to like pick up the old flight helmet and pop it on, like physically pop it on your head. And the thing that's so cool about it is it's got a variety of different control systems. And the one that it sort of clicked to by default and seems to be the most sensible way to play for me was with the Move controllers. Yeah. And that you can play it with the analogs as well with the DualShock. But you literally, like, so it spawns you in the microlight at the start, and you've got to reach to the top left and turn on the fuel. Like turn on the fuel pump, and then you got to flick this little switch down here, and then you got to push the button to start the engine, and then you've got like the throttle on your left as a literally like a sort of, you know, push forward, pull back lever, and then the flight stick in the middle, and you can operate all this shit. So you're literally holding the flight stick by just holding the Move controller in front of you and squeezing the trigger. Yeah. And then you're flying around like in complete like 3D. You can vary your speed with the with your left hand, and then you can look all around and so on. I'm so impressed with this thing. It's really, really well made. It wasn't expensive. It was like £16. There's a hell of a lot of content there. It's got loads of different options to deal with any sort of sickness stuff. So if you have it on like arcade beginner mode, then it sort of puts blacked out sort of zipped canvases around all the windows, but it actually renders them. It's not just like the screen blacks out at the edges, it puts something there. And then if you go into like no sort of smoothing mode, then it's quite sort of bouncy and jolty. I could kind of feel it in my stomach, and it literally removes all of the screens and everything, so you've got like full like range of movement, and you can look around and everything. But
that's really cool. It looks a lot of fun. I'm just watching some footage of it now. It looks really, really cool.
It's just it's so interesting the way that you can like fly it, but the way you're holding the stick and it's sort of bouncing around, and the vibration's really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, there must be some vibration in the stick and stuff, surely.
Absolutely. And every time you touch lever, like buttons or flick switches or anything. And this is the first game that I've seen where the buttons control like different fingers and stuff, so you can use your like index finger as well as your thumb by pushing different buttons. And then you've got like pitching and yaw with like the top two buttons on the Move controller.
I like the fact that there's a shooting, like you shoot balloons from your microlight.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet, but obviously once you, that's going to be really interesting, because obviously at the moment I'm flying this microlight with my right hand on the rudder, like steering.
So you're gonna have to switch it up, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my left hand to fly because I'm right-handed, and I'm gonna want to shoot with my right hand.
You want to shoot him, right hand.
So no, it's just like you've got like a flare gun and a pistol, and there's certain like missions where you got to fly through rings and shoot balloons as you're going through them. It's all pretty basic stuff, and it's the sort of like if you bought a game that wasn't VR and it was this, then you'd be like, what on earth is this? Yeah. But in VR, it's really, really good. It's totally like properly immersive.
Nice.
Really nice. You can just go like on free flights as well, just like have a ponce about the islands, and go down really close to ships and stuff and fly through hangars and under bridges. It's very, very cool. I like it a lot.
Oh, good. Nice. Looks good, buddy.
Gibbons. The only other one I've been playing in VR because I missed game night and therefore didn't get any sort of little portion of Wheel Town this week, buddy, and needed my fill. And I thought, well, if I'm getting my wheel out, I should probably play something VR as well. So I played some Dirt Rally this week for an hour or so, until I felt ill. That's
probably a good time to stop. I'd say.
It tends to be.
Yeah.
So that is the best racing game on PSVR, like comfortably. It's absolutely crazy how like immersive that is, considering, and the fact that the whole game is there, like all of the different stages and all of the cars you can play, like the whole content, which should be standard fare for all games, but absolutely isn't. Yeah, man, that thing's so cool. I'm really looking forward to you like having a go at that and seeing what you think.
Yeah, man, definitely looking forward to it. Be sweet.
It's special. So there's VR Town. All the other things that I've played this week, buddy. Both of them were PS Plus. One of them is that Bombing Busters Bomberman, something made in Unity, buddy. Yeah. Did you get to play a single game or anything of this, or did it just not work at all?
No. Just no. I made a room. Sent out some invites, managed to get a couple to join, but they got kicked immediately for God knows whatever reason, and then we were like, fuck this game. Pretty much.
Well, you missed nothing.
Yeah, I thought so.
I can't help but compare this to Super Bomberman, which I played on the Xbox 360, I guess in like 2007 or something.
Yeah, it must have been around then, I reckon.
This game is so much worse than that one, despite being 11 years newer.
Yeah.
It controls like shit, frankly. It feels like the sort of thing that would be made on like a college course at like a technology institute doing like a degree in game design of some description. And that might even be a little harsh on current graduates and students, but it just feels like an amateurish fucking thing, man. Like it controls badly. I don't like the art style. It's really kind of odd. I was playing the single player and it puts all these like minions, like weird little tree monsters and fucking dragon thing.
I actually have played that, like the first level, and was like, what the fuck is this?
It's so annoying, like, because the trees don't really dodge your bombs at all, but everything else does, and they just hide all the time, and it's so hard to... It just feels so difficult to get it to do what you want.
It's dickish, mate. That's what it is.
It's rubbish. Let's stop talking about it. It's fucking shit. I deleted it.
Such a disappointment, mate.
I wanted a Bomberman game.
I wanted Bomberman.
Yeah.
I love Bomberman.
So the other thing that I've been playing this week, buddy, is Claire. Claire Extended Edition.
The 2D whatever game that was.
It's a 2D horror story game thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I fired it up because I could, and it reminded me of Home a little bit from the videos and stuff that I'd seen.
That was okay at best.
That was fine, that game. I quite liked Home. I thought it was quite nice.
I feel like we made it a lot better.
Maybe.
By taking the piss out of it a lot.
Yeah. Well, this is... There's a lot of dialogue, and the protagonist is a little annoying, even though it's like fairly early in the story. I'm kind of like, I don't really like who I'm playing, which is a bit of a problem. Sort of
that's definitely not going to help things going along, buddy.
No, she seems like a bit of an asshole, frankly. The other thing I've noticed is there seems to be a fair whack of, and it might just be making me feel this way, but there seems to be a fair bit of backtracking in this, and I hate that, frankly.
Why go back when you can go forward?
I just hate backtracking. It's a reason why I don't like roguelikes as well, where you just keep going through very, very similar rooms over and over again.
Why would you do that?
Just not interested. Like,
I'm not.
It's 2018 £, so... It's quite nice, this. It looks quite nice. I like the graphics and the mood that it's trying to set and everything, and it's got some nice little jump scares and stuff in it, which is kind of rare for like a 2D, it's quite impressive for a 2D pixel art sort of game, I think, to have like jump scares and stuff. So, yeah, it's worth a go, though. This isn't like that Bombing Busters thing. This is like a competent video game.
Yeah, it works. Is that what you're saying?
It works nice, and it plays quite nicely, and it's quite intriguing, but whether I stick with it or not, I'm not really sure.
There is that, yeah.
Yeah. So there you are, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, we should probably move on.
No, I am done, buddy.
And now it's time for the news.
Fucking news.
Number one.
Number Wang.
Season 3 of Fortnite, which has started now.
Cool.
Fortnite Battle Royale, of course, buddy, your new favourite game, kicks off with a new mode, 20 versus 20 mode.
Versus 5 lots of 20, go at it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think you can do both. I think it's 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20 versus 20, or you could just do 20 versus 20, but I'd imagine the map would be terrible for that, so I'm not sure.
That doesn't sound good.
But it's a limited time event, so it's, yeah.
Play it while it's hot.
I think it's quite an interesting idea. What do you think, having played it for a bit? I mean, you probably don't give a fuck about teams at this point, do you, when you're playing, like, solo?
I feel like playing these type of games in a team, unless it's your very close friends and you're getting pissed, is rubbish. I don't know. The whole thing about it that I've really enjoyed the most is the fact that, I'm dead. Doesn't matter because I'll just load straight back in. But if you're in a team, you got to wait for your last man to die, I'm guessing. You could probably fuck off before that, though, couldn't you? I'm guessing.
I suppose
if you don't give a shit about your team.
Yeah, but that's kind of at odds. Like, that kind of defeats the whole point, doesn't it?
Team
of
aspect.
Having a team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're trying new things. They're pushing it forward. Why not? Give it a go, eh? Sure.
Couple of biatches. Yeah.
Season. Games with seasons.
Games as a service, buddy.
Wow. I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, when do you reckon, like, FIFA's going to become a game as a service?
I think people... I don't really know if they would get away with that, because I think people are hardwired that they need to see a graphical upgrade still on those sorts of games, because...
But if you think about it, they could sell little things like, different coloured nets, different coloured balls.
Well, they could do that anyway, couldn't they?
Fruity boots. Yeah.
You're probably right. They're probably formulating some way of doing it right now, and if people are happy for the graphics to be stagnant on most games, then why not FIFA? So
exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changes with that game. It's always shit.
I mean, it's hard enough to justify purchasing those games annually at the moment because there's so little progression in them a lot of the time. The idea that it would just be you'd be buying like a fucking season pack or something.
Yeah.
It'd be like 35 quid. Like, it'd be a fucking rip-off.
But that's the price of the new game? It's like, what about viewing it like that? Instead of buying a new game every year, you just buy the pack of this season's transfers and shit.
A lot of people would probably be happy with that. For me, it's just like, it already feels like I'm kind of buying this season's content to remove everything, to strip back any possible like improvements to the game modes and the engine. Like, that would be pretty upsetting.
I tell you, the thing that I kind of like about a lot of these games as service things, like, so your Fortnites, your Battle Royales, your Divisions, your Destinies, They seem to be very in touch with their communities, and they are constantly giving updates on how the game's going to be improved and where it's going in the future. Like, they'll give you like a roadmap saying like, in the next month, this is getting done. After that, this is getting done. Like, imagine if they did that for like FIFA or like sports games in general. Like, there's going to be a limited five-a-side tournament or something like that, you know, just for shits and giggles, like in 3 months. Like, would that make it a bit more interesting, do you reckon?
I suppose so, yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. I mean, yeah. The thing I've always thought of with games as a service is, what if you fucking liked the game that you bought? Like,
and then it changed.
Yeah, like you're paying a full price rather than a subscription. So the idea that you know, 9 months into the release, you no longer have the game that you bought. Like, obviously, you know, they're trying to improve things, these companies, a lot of the time, because they want people to keep playing and they want to, you know, garner reviews, scores, and so on. But, you know, maybe the guys who played The Division didn't want the fucking way that the leveling worked to change, you know? And they've already bought that thing and it's changed now. It's like, and they can't play it online. The biggest problem is the online element. Like, you look at these sports games, I don't know that anyone would really bother buying an annual football game. Like, I wouldn't buy PES every year, but I play PES online and everyone stops playing old versions when the new one comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's the same with FIFA. Like, FIFA can be a bit of a wasteland a year or two after release. There's just no one there. So there's a lot of elements. I think games as a service primarily will be more expensive and you'll get less. That's kind of how I feel about it at this point. Maybe I'm just like an old cunt. Like, maybe I'm just old school. But to me, it feels like, you know, it can look as though it's a good idea, but I think in the long run, most of the time, you'll end up with less for a higher cost because you're going to pump more money in, and I don't really like it. But we're coming at it from different places. Like, you've been playing loads of games as a service style games recently.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of on the fence about it now. Like, I can see the benefits of having a game as a service because, like, it gets continuous support, and, you know, I'm getting feedback and whatever from these game devs telling me, like, yeah, this is what we intend to address. And whereas, I mean, obviously, I'm not going out looking at like the PES patch notes and things like that, but I don't know if there is any kind of constant update kind of thing like that for those type of games, but I'm not too sure.
You won't get new content per se. Like, you'll get, you know, new trophies to aim for in My Club mode and that sort of thing. But you're not gonna get like the game changed like dramatically. Although I think that they do kind of balancing stuff kind of comes with the territory. Everyone does that and has been for ages. They've absolutely fucked that, by the way, Konami.
Nice. Well played.
When we first started playing that game, if you played as a normal team rather than a My Club team, then you got completely battered by any My Club team. And I think they've tried to address that by making it so that the normal teams have a much higher team chemistry than the My Club teams. And now, if you play against a 5-star Real Madrid, like if you play against Madrid or City with some guys who know what they're doing, you just get fucked. Like, no matter how good your team is, no matter what players you've bought or what your chemistry is or anything you try, like,
they're just going to batter you.
Yeah, they've just wrecked that. And that's every time they make a change, they improve something and break something else.
That's always the way, budding.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we've got very off topic there, but, you know, I thought it was something to bring up.
Totally, yeah. No, it's interesting, isn't it?
It is, yeah, mate. What's next?
Next is number 2, buddy, and number 2 is Black Ops 4. You'll remember either last week or the week before or both, Black Ops 4 was leaked. There was also footage of a gentleman wearing a Black Ops 4 hat. Black Ops 4 has now been confirmed by Activision and has a release date as well, which is a little surprising, the 12th of October.
Soon.
normally comes out in November
for a
Black
COD
Ops
game. Yeah, exactly. It's like a month earlier or something, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, speculation is that they want to get that thing out before Red Dead 2 comes out.
That kind of makes sense.
Which is the 26th of October, I think.
Yeah.
At present. But yeah, Black Ops 4. We had quite a lot of fun with Black Ops 3.
Multiplayer, yes. Single player or co-op campaign was fucking terrible, mate.
That was woeful, absolutely. And this one probably will be as well. But
Gibbons.
Would we consider this?
Not
I think we got Black
launch.
Ops 3 at like half price.
I still feel like Titanfall 2 will still be a good game in 6 months or whatever it is until October, and I'll just play that instead, mate. If we're going to play that kind of game.
I think when all sort of 6 of the now Game Night regulars have got Titanfall, we should try 3-on-3 because the maps are pretty small.
Yeah, we can get on the small maps. That'd be quite cool.
There's all the like AI minions in it as well. I think it could be quite a good skirmish just playing as like a 6.
Gibbons, that'd be cool.
It's worth a go. Well, either way, I thought Black Ops 3 was quite good. A lot of people didn't. I liked the movement in it. I thought it was a good balance between.
I really enjoyed
old school run and gun and wall running stuff. You know,
exactly. I found it interesting because I took a massive break from Call of Duty, and then coming back with Black Ops 3, I was like, oh, they've added wall running and jetpacks. Obviously, that has been in the past couple of games, and people were a bit sick of it, but I wasn't. So I was like, this is cool.
It was good, yeah, but it was a good sort of level of it. I mean, Titanfall, it suits it, but for COD, it was like, yeah, you've got this stuff in there, but it's relatively limited and kind of it's manageable in that sense.
Yeah, so. It's not to the extent of Titanfall in no way, shape or form, is it really?
No, and it wouldn't work properly if it was, because the engine wouldn't be able to hack it. That's a Rolls Royce, that Titanfall engine, like Respawn did amazing work there.
Yeah. Well, that will happen.
Gibbons, full blown. So yeah, there you go. That's coming out. Lots of games either announced, leaked, or delayed this week. So we'll move on to The Division 2, buddy, which has been leaked. There isn't much detail yet, except that from June, The Division, the first game, will have in-game achievements which will unlock stuff for The Division 2.
I called it last week, mate.
You absolutely did.
Nailed it.
Bang on. Yeah. So, yeah, no release date or anything for that yet. I would guess March next year.
Yeah, at the earliest. It's got to be. Because
they had some success with that sort of March slot before. I think Far Cry is going to do well being on its own in sort of March, April time as well. Yeah,
true. Games for Service game, The Division, has put its roadmap out for 2018. So, yeah, it's definitely not coming out this year. So, yeah, I reckon March next year.
Yeah, and there was, in the leak, there was a sort of statement saying, don't worry, we're still going to be supporting The Division, and the in-game achievements to unlock stuff in The Division 2 was kind of proof of that. But yeah, that game's coming out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens. Next, Days Gone, which is that motorbike zombie game.
Yeah.
That I don't
I'm
know.
So pumped for Ultra Super.
Nope.
No chance.
No, I don't know why I don't care about that game.
Because it just like fucking zombies, mate. Just get boring, rid of it. Isn't it? I'm done with zombies. I've had I don't know how many years since Left 4 Dead came out. Like 10, 15. I don't know. Left 4 Dead. Release date.
Zombies mode in every COD game, and yeah, I just couldn't get past the original reveals that just looked like The Last of Us with like motorbikes just tagged on. Like it was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the big selling point seemed to be the volume of zombies that they could have on the screen,
which makes it that much better.
Yeah,
more zombies. No.
Well, anyway, that's been delayed till 2019. No release date for it at this point, but I suppose we'll see more of it at E3, unless it's
of course we will.
super troubled now, in which case
we might be in. Yeah. We'll see what happens in it again. Yup.
Yeah. Next, Mario went on Google Maps. I was using him the other day as I was driving back from Southampton.
It's a Mario.
Yeah. So as part of the March the 10th, Mar 10, get it, celebrations.
Mario, enjoyed that day.
Yeah, there was down at the bottom when you hit like the start route thing, there was one of the little question mark Mario boxes.
Yeah.
And if you hit it, it made the little coin noise and then replaced the arrow on your navigation with a little Mario in his cart driving along. Occasionally like looking around, little sound effects and stuff. It was nice. Entertained us for an hour and a half, so there
you go. I'm hoping you were watching the road as well, not just following Mario.
Occasionally, yeah.
Just, dropped in every now and again. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Still there.
Speaking of racing games, V-Rally has been announced for later this year.
Yeah, was it V-Rally 4 or something?
I guess it's 4, yeah. I had 3 on the Dreamcast.
Yes, so V-Rally 4 is coming to consoles and PC this autumn. Yeah, it's V-Rally 4.
So, firstly,
I'm going to watch the trailer. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's not in-game, it's just fucking whatever. In-engine or whatever. Great.
So I liked V-Rally. That was a long time ago, though. That game was made by... Was it made by Infogrames, I think, that game?
Good question, my friend.
I think it was.
Not a fucking Scoob. Eden Games, Atari, SA. That's the first one, though. 3. Go on, then.
Yeah, it was I think Infogrames owned Atari.
Yeah, publishers Infogrames Entertainment, SA.
Yeah, publisher. Atari, okay, there you go.
Developers Eden Games, VD Dev, Velez, and some other people. There you go.
Well, this one's being made by Big Ben Interactive, who I have ritually mocked on this podcast for the last 154 episodes.
They're really good.
And the reason is that their games have always been subpar. Always. Not good enough, like, not sort of as good as the competition, but they have been getting better, and you would hope that would be the case, but they have been getting better.
Well, as you say, the latest one they brought out was TT Isle of Man, and that literally just came out, and it's second in the charts, buddy, this week. So, I mean, that's pretty good for them.
I was watching... I saw that on the store last night and was just pottering about and clicked on the live from PlayStation button, which I never do. Obviously. And there were over 100 different people on my EU feed live streaming the Isle of Man TT game. Yeah. So I watched a fair old bit of that last night, and looks quite fun. Looks quite decent.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't outsell 5-year-old game GTA 5, though, unfortunately.
Well, different kind of caliber, different kind of size.
GTA 5 takes top spot again.
Who hasn't got that?
I don't know.
Who hasn't got that game? I don't understand. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I know.
Who doesn't own that game now?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Either way, yeah, Big Ben have been getting better and better, so, maybe this would be worth a look. The more exciting and interesting thing for me is that Big Ben have been making the WRC games. They have held that license for some time. All of those games.
They also make Hunting Simulator.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty busy boys. They've held that license for ages.
Yes.
And that's why Dirt Rally was Dirt Rally rather than, WRC or whatever. But if they're making V-Rally, does that mean that they no longer have the WRC license but just haven't announced that? And if that's the case, who has the WRC license, and is it Codemasters? Because if it's Codemasters, then that's very exciting.
Possibly. Who knows, buddy? But
it's hard to say.
Why would Codemasters want WRC as well as having, dirt as well.
Well, WRC would be the official rallying license.
Yeah, I guess.
So they could have all the proper cars and proper stages. They could follow the season, and they made them in the
dirt
past.
Would just
Colin
become,
McRae had the WRC license back in the day.
So dirt would just incorporate WRC and all the licenses into it, pretty much, wouldn't it?
I guess. I mean, they've never had the World Rally Championship license since they've been making the new dirt games.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. They had it when they had Colin McRae, like it was always their thing, and V-Rally was the sort of upstart without the license trying to compete. And then you had Sega Rally that was the sort of arcadey one. I don't know. All I know is the fact that the next Big Ben game is going to be called V-Rally is kind of irrelevant because they've been making rally games annually for the last 6 years.
It's just weird.
It'll just be one of those. But if Cody's were to get hold of the WRC license, I would be very, very excited, especially from the point of view of someone who has a VR headset, which they seem quite inclined to support.
Ooh, nice.
When they can. So
that's always nice.
So there we go. So there's that little bit. And also, by the way, and this isn't actually proper news, so I'm just mentioning it because I've got an interest. There's a new Assetto Corsa coming, and it looks very, very tasty. And they've just picked up some interesting licenses as well. So expect more about that in the coming weeks. We move on. Sega Mega Drive / Genesis Classics is a release that's coming to PC and consoles. It's an arcade room style thing featuring a load of games like Sonic, Golden Axe and Streets of Rage, and it is out on the 29th of May.
Yay! Old games.
Ash loves Sega, so you'll probably get on board with that one.
I'm all about it. You know, I love old games. I'll buy all the old games again.
Yeah.
I
wanted to have Lotus Turbo Challenge in there. That's what I want. I loved that game. It was beautiful. And Outrun. Outrun's the perfect game for that. I want racing games, buddy, is what I'm saying.
Just fucking stick Road Rash in there, mate. That'd be good.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
I think that's the only game that I really played on the Mega Drive, from what I remember.
Speaking of racing games, buddy.
Racing games, yeah.
Have you heard of Trailblazers?
Yeah, but I can't remember what it is, so you talk about it. Okay.
It's a racing game. It's an arcade racing game. It's from Super Gonk Studios, which features old members of Codemasters, Lionhead, and more importantly, buddy, bizarre creations of Gotham fame. This is a 3 versus 3 arcade racer. It's a bit like Wipeout crossed with Splatoon. And what I mean by that is, as you race about in your sort of Wipeout F-Zero-esque spaceships, you can paint the floor with the colour of your team, and that painted floor becomes boost for your other team members.
But the other team red.
The other team can paint over your boosts as well. So all the vehicles, they earn paint, and they can paint the floor, and then that becomes boost points, and it's a 3v3 team racing game. And it looks cool, frankly. I really like the sound of it. I love that concept. I don't think anything has ever done that before. Which is
it's like
something
cell shaded as well.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to have a go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm on board. Fuck it. Why not? Games,
there you go. It's interesting. So yeah, that's possibly sort of quite a few races coming this year. We've got Onrush on the way as well.
Some sort of Wipeout aspect in there, isn't there?
Very much so, but more like wall riding and stuff that you can't really do in Wipeout.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, no release date for that yet, but I will keep an eye and I will keep you posted, buddies. Finally from me this week, there is going to be, or has been rather, there has been a new announcement, the next Tomb Raider game. It's happening on Thursday, the Thursday before this podcast went up. We're recording on the Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday.
Thankfully, due to someone who has obviously put the announcement page together on the website already, nice. And not really thought long and hard about how that would perhaps materialize. there is someone's found in the HTML of the website the announcement, basically, which is going to be a video and a little blurb. Anyway, so therefore, I won't talk about it very much because you will definitely know more than I do at this point, because it's not tomorrow yet, but it is now where you are. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the game. It will be the climactic finale of Lara Croft's origin story, buddy, and the script will be shithouse.
Yay!
That's not part of the blurb. I tacked that on there.
That's just added flavour.
Yeah, just a bit of flavour. Just give you a little, there you go. So it's called Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What do you think of that name, buddy?
That was leaked fucking 2 years ago.
It was, but it wasn't confirmed.
On a train or something.
On a train in Montreal, yes.
Yeah. Salad days.
Which means Crystal Amica.
What's it called again? Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider, not to be confused with Shadow of the Colossus or Shadow of War.
Rise of the Tomb Raider or
Shadow of the
any
Empire.
other Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, seriously. They really need to get up. Games are getting quite sort of adult orientated now, but the names of them are still for fucking 7-year-olds, like when we were little playing NES games and shit. Fucking come on.
I love it.
Jesus, pathetic. Anyway, there you go, buddy. New Tomb Raider. That'll look beautiful, play nicely, and the story will be wank. That's it from me, buddy. Time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, buddy, and that would be Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, we got some stuff this week. News, favourite stuff, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
PS4 update 5.5 is out now. Now we can talk about it because the NDA is lifted, mate.
Yay!
Yeah. My favourite new feature, apart from obviously the super sampling, if you didn't know, you can now hide stuff in your purchase section. So when you go to list, look at every single thing you ever fucking downloaded, you can be like, get out of my list. It doesn't delete it from your list. It just puts it in a hidden folder, which you can access later if you want. So
that's nice.
The past 5 FIFA demos, I can finally hide them and be like, I've never actually played them.
That is nice. I like the fact that you can upload your own photos for desktop background now. That's really nice. I've got Budapest Holiday Snap as my background these days, buddy. And
I like it.
You can change all the colours of the other pages to whatever kind of suits that image best, so you can kind of make your own theme to a degree, which is quite nice.
Nice. Rumour has it PlayStation 5 dev kits have been sent out to third-party developers earlier this year. Rumour has it.
Is that early? It feels early, that.
That feels about right to me.
Okay. Well, you're still operating a year ahead of me, aren't you, in terms of when you think that thing's going to come out?
It will. It'll be out end of next year.
I still think it'll be a year later.
End of next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Put 50p on it.
I haven't got that kind of money, buddy.
All right then. Nintendo did stuff with stuff. Mario Tennis, it's got a release date and box art. Great. Yeah.
Never liked Mario Tennis.
It was a bit shit, really.
I just
don't like tennis games in general, I think.
Oh, no, come on.
No, I don't get it. It's just tennis game.
Virtua Tennis was great.
I can't get behind that quote. I can't promote that. It was okay. I played it and then I was like, well, that's tennis.
I liked it. Pete Sampras 97, mate.
Oh, that was a different era, mate. You can't compare the two.
Different world. Different world.
That was just magical.
I was playing a version of tennis on the Rec Room VR the other day, buddy, against some woman.
Was it good? Did you beat her? Because obviously she's a woman.
She won.
Did you let her?
No.
Make her feel good.
No, I blame the collision detection for that one, but to be honest, she seemed to know what she was doing. And
is that like the VR version of like blaming lag? Oh,
Yes,
the
it is,
collision detection. It wasn't there.
My hand was right there. I must have gone behind the wall. No.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Tennis games are cool.
Yeah, okay. Bethesda opened a new studio, obviously, to make more Skyrim ports. Who knows?
More VR games.
Well, yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Kind of getting a hankering for Skyrim VR now.
I don't know where the new one is, but this says Maryland, Montreal, and Austin. I'm going to go for Montreal. Probably wrong.
He's just going to take a punt. That's what this section kind of is, you know.
Yeah.
Just have a go. Why not?
I don't care.
It.
Whatever. No. Batman, as in Batman,
Batman,
has joined Origin Access. How does that work? Because isn't that a Warner Brothers game?
Yes.
So does this mean that EA are doing deals with other companies to be like, get in on our service? I don't like the sound of that. I find that scary and not
I just hate
good.
Origin.
Well, yeah, obviously. And this is... They're trying to snaffle up other fucking games. Luckily, it's just Batman for now. Like, no one cares about that. And, I don't know. I don't like the idea that they're fucking poaching and, like, sticking their nose in other places.
Yeah, it's not really... No. I mean, they just want to keep to themselves, really, and leave everyone out of it. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Well... sticking with EA, this is a good story about EA, apparently. I don't know. Apparently, EA is not making a single dollar on the game A Way Out. The developer just like, we're not making money on it, we're just publishing it. And I don't know why they're doing that. Apparently, like, the creator of that game has come out and said, yeah, they've been really good to me. Like, anything that I've really suggested, they've been like, yeah, that's fine. Like the whole, buy one copy and your friend can play it as well. EA were very supportive of this. I'm like, no.
That
doesn't make sense.
But I suppose if they're cleaning up elsewhere, then they can afford to have the little sort of,
obviously,
good luck story.
Yeah. Because, like if it does blow up this game, they'll be like, oh yeah, good guy, yeah, even though no one is ever going to think that.
I'm really looking forward to that game.
It looks very, very good.
Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah. Twitch Prime. Obviously, if you've got Amazon Prime, you get that for free. They're giving out free games, like 6 of them a month or something. Get super hot on there. And that
there
Tokyo 49 or whatever it is, which is that like kind of top-down, isometrically weird little assassination, I don't know, pixely arty game that looks really cool that I mentioned probably about 60 podcasts ago.
Something like that.
I was excited about it. I was like, that looks cool. You get Oxenfree as well this month, and then next month you get other games, which I can't remember now. I'm actually going to look this up because there was a game in... Oh no, the Tokyo 42 is next month. There you go. Steam World Dig 2, which I'm also... I'll play that. So yeah, cool. Twitch Prime. Who'd have thought it? They're doing
pretty
stuff.
Pretty tasty, isn't it? It's all right.
Yeah, mate.
Not bad.
Mate.
Fair enough.
Oh, a couple more things, buddy. So I'm waffling on quite a bit. I've got a lot of stuff
cool, man. Fill your boots. See if I care.
Well, exactly. You don't. Oh, mate, this is a fucking blinder. Amazon, right? Fuck it. Oh, this is a nice segue from Twitch to Amazoning. Yeah. Fucking listed briefly, I must add, a Splinter Cell 2018 game.
But is Michael Ironside going to be in it?
No, he's probably dead now, I reckon. Is he? He's pretty old.
I'd love a new Splinter Cell game. Feels like it's been a really long time, and that's because it's been
Blacklist,
quite a long time.
I'd never played Blacklist as well.
Yeah, I could not get past those graphics, man. Like honestly, it's one of those you see it at the end of every console cycle where there's just there's too much texturing, there's too much detail, and the whole thing just becomes this just disgusting fucking man. It wasn't good.
Good bit of jank. Love it.
Yeah, it's just really ragged. And also, it certainly was nowhere near as compelling as the others, and also it didn't have Michael Ironside in it. But
that will happen.
I mean, the idea of a new Splinter Cell was pretty exciting. I would worry that they're going to use that, is it Snowdrop engine from The Division, because they've got it already. And I think one of the things about Splinter Cell was...
Did they come out and say they're making a new version of that? I can't remember.
Yeah, an updated one for The Division 2. But Splinter Cell's movement was so crisp and precise.
Crab-like. Yeah.
But it had to be, because you were hiding in tiny, tiny confined spaces all the time.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's totally different to The Division, isn't it?
Yeah, those games controlled beautifully, and you definitely would need that. But that's pretty exciting stuff. Like, I would love a new co-op career, and
yeah, exactly. It'd be super cool.
Spies Mercs, like that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, whisper in people's ears. I'm gonna fuck you in the bum.
I'm gonna get you.
I'll fuck you hard. I'm gonna stab you.
The fat man walks alone.
Indeed, he does. Indeed. Finally, buddy, good news story. Yay!
Yeah.
Ash's good news story of the week. Sea of Thieves, the game that's coming out this week, maybe, I don't know, it's had all the betas and stuff. They beat the world record for shooting a guy out of a cannon. Yeah!
Yeah!
200 meters or something. Fucking crazy. Like the whole length of an American football field or something like that, I don't know. It was a 34-foot cannon. Dave the Bullet Smith.
Dave Smith there. I can see why he felt the need to pop the bullet in.
Yeah. Well,
Dave Smith on its own is not especially daredevil-y.
And I vaguely remember reading through this article, and he is actually I think he's like Dave Jr. or something, and his dad was actually, a also cannonballer. I don't know. So it's like a family
from a long line
kind of cannonballers.
Yeah, a long line of the bullet.
Yeah. Dave Cannonball Smith was his dad's name. There you go.
Okay.
And this is Dave the Bullet Smith.
Oh, that's a job.
Oh, mate, there's a video of him getting shot. I think this is his dad. Cannonball Smith at Steel County Fair. He gets shot over 2 Ferris wheels. Like you do.
Yeah, just,
Just, that's my job.
Just do what I do.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
go
always
to a job
wanted
interview. Previous job, Cannonball.
Cannonball. Yeah, just Cannonball.
Just a cannonball,
It used
I
to
guess.
be a cannonball.
You could call it a cannonball.
Yeah, flew really far.
Can you explain that a bit? Yeah, I just got in a cannon and they'd shoot me out of it. And I'd go as far as it would take me. Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
I went over 2 Ferris wheels. Kind of a big deal.
They just use a big net, do they?
To catch him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy runs around with a big net,
A net on a stick. Yeah. Just like, just underneath him. Think I've got him.
Yeah.
It's easier on a sunny day. Keep an eye on his shadow.
Yeah. So there you go, buddy. That is my news favourite things of this week.
And what a fantastic way to end that, buddy. Thank you so much for your news. That was your news there. That was my news before that. And that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's Out This Week. Anything good?
We got some stuff, buddy. We got some stuff and things and bits and stuff and things this week.
Okay,
so here we are.
Cool.
We got Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
That game that didn't come out on this console is finally coming out on this console. Great.
Yeah.
But what did we get instead? Was it Syndicate? I think it was. Instead of Rogue? I think it was.
Yeah. It was a while ago now.
Yeah, it was. It was after Black Flag, because I know Black Flag came out on the 360. Yeah, because that was the first one.
Black Flag was across the 2.
It was Syndicate. I'm sure it was.
Well,
the ones with the annoying twins, wasn't it? That never came out on the 360. Or was it Unity? Oh, it might be Unity. Ooh,
I can't remember which way round they were. They were all so generic. I just don't care. Honestly, like...
It's so true.
Yeah, either way, that's coming out. So there you go. We've also got Attack on Titan 2, which is that thing with like ninja roping around a giant granddad in a nappy.
Yep.
It's the sequel to that.
Yeah.
Also, Sea of Thieves comes to PC and Xbox One this week. That's cool. That game looks great. I think the thing that people have been worried about since the first sort of beta, or in fact before, since it was first announced, was whether there was going to be enough to do in that game, or enough content, like enough to be compelling and keep you playing it. I think we're only going to find that out this week as it's released, because the betas have all kind of had bits and pieces, but not the whole experience. So it's going to be interesting to see what that game actually finally kind of molds together to be, really. Yeah, I mean, either way, marketing masterpiece from Microsoft and Rare. Like the way that they've had multiple betas and they've made it like no NDAs, and like it became like climbed the ranks on Twitch streaming, and like,
definitely.
Total hype train with very little money needing to be spent on it. It's very, very, very good how they did that.
Gibbons.
So yeah, that's out this week, and I'm jealous as a PlayStation owner that I won't be able to play it.
I had the chance to play it on the PC, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I really should play that, but I'm like, it's definitely a co-op game, that. And I was like, I don't
if you can't play that with friends, then
exactly. Like, I was like, no, there's not really much point.
No. Well, there you go. That's out. Also, A Way Out, which we were speaking about before. That is out this week on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and I think we should probably buy that because I want to play it.
Yes.
So let's do that. That looks very, very cool, actually.
It looks fucking amazing. I had a quick read. It's going to be like roughly 8 to 10 hours long and stuff like that, and I'm cool with that. That sounds good, because it's not a full price game, is it? It's like that, that nice £30-ish mark, isn't it? I think.
Absolutely. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a winner. I think it'll sell very, very well because, as you say, because of that price point. And if you missed this one, then it's a co-op prison escape game. And it's kind of split screen at all times. So even if you're playing it online, you can always see your co-op partner's movements, and that affects gameplay and puzzles and all sorts of stuff. So very interesting indeed, and looking forward to playing that one. And that's from the guy who created Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, which was an absolute fucking masterpiece as well. Very game, you should really be excited about this one, buddies. It's coming out this week. It's cheap, and it's coming out on all platforms apart from Switch, where it might arrive eventually, but
probably will.
We'll be talking about that in the coming weeks, I'm sure. Also, Detective Pikachu on the 3DS. I don't normally include 3DS games, but that's going to be a movie with Ryan Reynolds, buddy, so I thought I'd chuck it in there.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know. We've also got Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom on the PS4 and PC. And finally, Pure Farming 2018 arrives this week, buddy, on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Been watching the Yogs play that. Kind of gave me a bit of a hankering for we got Farming Sim 2017 still, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Was it 17 or 15? I don't know, whatever one it was.
Well, you bought one on the PS4, didn't you?
Like 10 quid or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we had a race with our wheels in tractors.
As the racing wheel does work on Farming Sim games.
Farming Sim supports wheels.
Can't speak for this one, but
other games.
Yeah, unlike Need for Speed.
That's the one. Well done.
There you go.
Forgot that game existed.
Gibbons. Yeah. Yes. That game really did disappear without a trace at great speed, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Right off. Yeah. It was in this section once, buddy. Just once. There you go then, buddies. That is out this week. Some good games there, actually. Some things to get interested about, and possibly some things to buy as well.
Gibbons.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
That's Corner with Funk. Back with Corner with Funk. He's got some questions for Funk.
Has he got any questions, buddy?
He has 2 questions, actually.
Deuces.
Firstly, he says, my nephew is saving up his pennies for a Switch. What's going to be the best time for a deal, do you reckon?
Oi. Depending on how many pennies he has saved up, obviously it's going to be the length of time. I mean, obviously, around Black Friday, it's going to be decent deals in general. The other thing is to set up some sort of alert system on Hot UK Deals for Switch. And then any kind of deals that pop on there will jump up at you. I've seen a few, but it's all just random at the moment. There's no really solid time where there is going to be a decent deal, apart from, I'd say, like around Black Friday, or if Amazon or whoever are having specific sales like Father's Day sales or whatever bollocks these people use or these companies use to get us to spend money, which, you know, is pretty easy in my case.
What's the going rate there at the moment? What is it, like $250, or is it more than that for the Switch?
Yeah, $250 for the console alone, I'd say.
And then what, like $280 with a game and maybe...
Yeah, $270, $280 if you're lucky with a game, I'd say. And that's like a solid deal.
I mean, I had some joy with the European websites. Got my PSVR in that fashion.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might. It's kind of weird. Like, some stuff's actually more expensive.
Yeah, like
mainland Europe.
Some of the PlayStation stuff on there is really expensive. Like the games are definitely more expensive in Europe than they are over here.
Yeah, I mean, I've just fired up the website I bought my PSVR from, which is Czech Republic's alza.co.uk. And yeah, the Switch on there on its own with no games is $310. So
yeah, exactly. So no,
it's a no-go. But I used Price Runner and Kelku when I was looking around for keeping an eye on various different websites. Like, price comparison sites are pretty decent for that.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, in terms of deals, Nintendo have a incredible history of like those things holding their value, like never really going down in price. So unless you were willing to go second hand, which I probably wouldn't recommend with a handheld.
It's probably not a good shout, but then again, just saying that, I'm just on Hot UK Deals and like, Granger Games or whatever it is, pre-owned Switch, $199.99.
Yeah, so it can be done for under 200 if you, yeah, it's pretty expensive, I suppose.
Yeah.
Pretty pricey. Yeah. So yeah, Black Friday as usual, I suppose, and yeah, with Nintendo stuff, very rarely goes down, so... Yeah, price alerts and that sort of thing is probably the only way that he's going to find any sort of value there in the market, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do, just on the whatever, like, deals, websites and things like that. Just get an alert out on that, and then when you've got the money, just keep an eye out for something that or the amount you're willing to go for it, really, I'd say.
Gibbons. Full-blown Gibbons. So Funk's also got this for us. He says, this is actually just a question we're not going to be able to answer because it's not directed to us, buddy, but we're happy to be the messenger. So Funk says this. A while ago, Mel said he thought he was going to plough a ton of hours into Kingdom Come Deliverance. How did it go? Because I liked the look of it, and I very nearly jumped in day one until you said how it had reviewed and how buggy it was. Let's have the scoop from the soul. So yeah, Mel, how's that game? I heard that it was a buggy mess, but it also picked up some decent reviews for being so interesting. And kind of varying reports. I did pop onto Metacritic just to look at, a compilation of reports here for Funk tonight so that we had something to tell him. And it really does vary. Like, a couple of review sites I've never heard of on there gave it like 2 out of 10 because it was so buggy. Like, there was reports of people losing save progress and stuff. I know that's happened to Funk before. It actually happened to him on The Witcher 3 of all games.
Yeah, which isn't good.
But then you've got GameSpot on there and Push Square, and they gave it like 8s, saying like how compelling it was and how like refreshing it was. So yeah, real mixed bag on the reviews. As I can't really speak to how many of the bugs that they've addressed. They certainly tried to play down the bugs when they first launched. But it'd be really interesting to hear from you, Mel, about how you got on with it, how you've enjoyed it, and if you kept playing it or if it fucked you over with bugs or whatever. Funk would like to know, and so would we. So, yeah. I think last time I spoke to Mel, he was a couple of episodes behind, so we might have a little bit of a wait for this one, buddies. But yeah, let us know.
Gibbons.
So thanks very much, Funk. Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. Now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show indeed, buddy. And someone has got on the show. And I did reach out. I mentioned last week that I wanted to hear from Dan, who is competition winner and friend of the podcast, of course, buddy. And he's took the plunge on VR because that's the thing to do, buddy. You should consider it. It's a beautiful thing. Be lots of games there waiting for you, and got my camera there for you as well, buddy. So been keeping an eye on the old cheap Move controllers for you, buddy, so I can pick up some cheap Move controllers for you. And then
Thanks,
then you don't need the headset then, and we could do some Dutch ruddering in the rec room. It'd be beautiful. So
mate, I totally would do that as well. That sounds fucking brilliant. I'd get the fleshlight attachment to my, what are they called, the play controllers, the fucking,
I don't even know.
They
Move
wands,
controllers.
was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wands or the Move controllers or whatever.
Get the fleshlight attachment fucking on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think E3 they'll announce some new ones of those.
I can't see it.
That's the rumor. The rumor is that they're making some new ones, some ones that are actually for PSVR rather than they ripped off the fucking PS3.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fucking, they really should have just made some new ones when that thing fucking came out, you know.
Gibbons. Not the best.
Stupid. No. Anyway.
Well, either way, Dan is one of at least 2 listeners who have taken the plunge on PSVR. And I very much wanted to hear what he was, how he was getting on. And he was kind enough to basically write a little sort of review for us today that I'm going to read out for you, buddies. So thanks so much to friend of the podcast competition winner Dan for this. And here's what he had to say about his experiences so far, buddy. So Dan says this.
Cool.
I have not been disappointed, which was my big fear. There's always a fear it will be a novelty and not pan out, but it's been so immersive and so amazing, I've just been loving it. All the demo stuff you've already covered, so I won't go into too much depth, but it's great. I'll definitely be getting Moss for my little one to play along. I think I may love that little mouse, was awing and oohing like a dickhead, Eve 2. Blood and Truth is a release day purchase just from the London Heist demo alone. The first really immersive experience I had with the wands. The best experience I've had so far is Resident Evil 7. I have not been so freaked out by any game. I had to stop for a breather. So good though. Nausea was a concern, but I got used to it quickly. Chewing gum helps.
Oh, nice.
The missus is loving it too, crushing it on Rush of Blood. Super Hot is the coolest concept, and have fun with the missus family failing repeatedly in new and interesting ways. The Call of Duty Flight Sim demo is definitely worth a go too. I haven't tried that yet, nor have I tried the X-Wing demo. I need to get you to send Battlefront to my console so I can...
did.
No, I didn't receive it. It's weird.
Fuck you.
Anyway, grabbed a few games in the last sale. Tumble VR is basically Jenga in VR, but it's very addictive. I've got my eyes on about another 10 games that I'll jump on when I've burned through this lot. But basically, I see this lasting a fair while with lots of good stuff on the horizon. Plus, Wipeout VR update due in the next few weeks if I can handle it. He also says, I have to briefly comment on PSVR porn. Was pissing around with it with the missus and thought we'd load one up for a giggle, but damn, she's totally right there. And look how big my black dick is. Eye opener, possibly the future. Beautiful.
Need a swivel chair, buddy, and then just load up one of those
spin it around.
Big old orgies, the 360 orgy video, because then you don't have a big black dick. You're safe.
Yeah, you're just in the middle, kind of ominously staring at everyone. So yeah, Dan says, in conclusion, I quite like my PSVR.
Nice. Well, I'm fucking glad that he's happy with it, and his new Pro console as well. Fucking sounds like he's having a whale of a time, buddy.
He seems very happy with it, and he's happy with how big and black his dick is as well. So there you go.
Obviously, I mean, I would be too.
Absolutely, yeah. No, really pleased you're enjoying it. I'm kind of with him. Like my big concern was the lack of content, and I still think there is a lack of content. I think there's a lot of games there that if the library was big enough, I wouldn't even be considering, but because there's, there's 130, 140 games on the store, but you can instantly discount half of them for being tech demos and 1 hour experiences. But there is just about enough to keep you going there, at least for sort of a few good months. And there's so many interesting titles penciled in to come out this year alone that I think it's all good. It's just an incredible technology. So, yeah, beautiful.
Nice.
So thanks very much, Dan. So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 154 of the JfG podcast. What a lovely time we've had with the old podcasting and talking about video games and that stuff like that. How have you found things, buddy?
There's been some highs and lows, as always. Enjoyed Dave the Bullet Smith, son of Dave Cannonball Smith. He was a delight, setting that world record, and obviously, talking about VR porn again. I've missed it. I mean, my question is he going to show his parents like I did?
I think that'll be a negatory, buddy. I don't know his parents especially well, but I know at least one of them is heavily Christian, so I doubt they'll be interested in the old orgy porn in VR there.
Okay. Maybe just a roller coaster.
Just a roller coaster. Yeah, just a bit of YouTube would do you, probably.
No roller coaster of love.
Well, there you go. There you go, buddy. It's been quite a time. I was worried, of course, after all these years that the podcast might tumble and fall. But
we've been going over 3 years now, wasn't it?
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago, we hit 3 years of doing podcasts or something. I don't know. Who cares?
Absolutely. I was really worried about it. It was almost giving me insomnia, but
palpitations.
Yeah, but I think you can probably say about our podcast, buddy, that there is comfort in sound. So that's something. And after all, it is just a day. So what are we going to play now, buddy? What are we going to play?
Fortnite, mate, with a keyboard and mouse.
Fuck off! That made me physically angry, you suggesting that. I actually had a crisis.
No, I don't know. We'll just fuck it. We'll wing it, mate, like we always do. Like how we do life on a whim.
It's going well.
My life's brilliant.
He wasn't sure.
I'm under the stairs.
He's under the stairs
on the internet.
There you go.
What more do you want?
Fuck all, mate. Frankly,
exactly.
Wish I had some stairs to be under.
Well, One day, my son.
Yes, one day. Well,
one day you
so
will have
much.
stairs and also a patio.
I can come up the stairs, but I can't get under them because that's someone else's flat. I'll fucking break in there, though, with a knife.
Yeah, mate. Just
let me under the stairs. Just record a podcast from there. It'd be an interesting occasion. Thanks so much for listening, buddies.
Yeah,
you can find us in a various selection of places like the JfGpodcast.co.uk, Facebook /the JfG Podcast. Our Twitter handle is at the JfG Podcast. You can find us on a selection of video streaming sites, including YouTube and Twitch.tv and Mixer.com, aka Beam.fucking-pro. We're on PlayStation 4 communities. Come and join us there. I've started posting pictures again of weirdness. So
love it.
Come and join us, the JfG Podcast, on your PS4 or community app. We're on SoundCloud /Just for Gamers if you'd like to listen to an episode from 3,000 millennia ago. And we are also, of course, on Google Plus, buddies, if that's how you choose to live your life.
Gibbons. Don't forget the Discord.
Oh yeah, shit, the Discord. Come and join the Discord. It's filling up. People are joining the Discord chat so that we can chat about shit. It'd be great. Come and join
Mainly
us.
games.
Be lovely. Be fun. We like it. It'd be great. It'd be fun. It'd be lovely. Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for listening, buddies. Cheers for that. Cheers for all that then. Until next week, when we will record another podcast and be live on the internet. I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Yeah, cheers then. Bye. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JfG Podcast, or Twitter where we are at the JfG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.